I'm Mr. B and this is Mr. Z, and we teach a CTE construction class. Today we're going to build a bench. It'll be a nice at-home project for you to do either by yourself or you can do it as a family or a group. Now, there's going to be some tools that we're going to use today. This is a little more advanced project than what we've done in the past, and I'll show you everything that we're going to be using. We're going to start, we have to make sure that we have all of our PPE. We need some gloves, dust mask, which I'll put on in a moment, our ear protection, especially when we're using a very loud tool like the saw, and we have to have eye protection. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll give you the measurements and so forth as we go along. We're going to be using redwood today. This is a nice wood to use for outdoor projects. It is a little more expensive. You might want to go with a pine or something like that. It'd be a little more reasonable. We are going to take our first measurements off of the wood here. We need to first set our saw to a 15-degree angle. Okay, this miter saw, you can change the angle on the saw in two different directions. All right, to start, we're going to cut the very end of our wood at a 15-degree angle. From that point, we'll go ahead and get our first measurement that we need. All right, now I'm going to take a measurement from here, and we're going to measure 18 inch right here, make our mark. We're cutting the legs right now, and we're going to need to have 4 of these pieces. Now that we've got all of our legs cut, we're going to take a measurement from this corner here, right here, and we're going to go 12 inch and make a mark here. We've now changed our miter to the other 15 degree the other way. Now, we're going to come down from this piece. We're going to come down to a 6-inch measurement. You want to come straight down, make a measure here, come straight down, make a measure here. All right. And we're going to measure between the two using the marks that we just made as a guide to get our length of our next board, which comes out to, looks like it is 17 3/4. All right. So the next piece we're going to cut is across here at 17 3/4 inch. Now remember that 17 3/4 inch mark is going to be on our short end. You see we have a longer end here because of our 15-degree angles, so that 17 3/4 will be across the top. And we're going to need 2 of these. to take these last two 2x4s that we're going to cut. These are measured to 96 inch. So we're going to cut them straight in half, 48. And these are going to make up the seat portion of the bench. Now Mr. Z is lining up the pieces that we cut. He's starting with the 12-inch top brace piece. He's getting it all flush. Make sure that the ends of it flush up to the ends of the wood. When he's done, he'll be screwing all these pieces together. He's got the 12-inch piece on the top, and he's got the 17 3/4-inch piece closer down to the bottom. All right, from this angle, Mr. Z is assembling the legs. That we're looking at it from the inside. He's going to be putting in 2 screws on either side. These are 2.5-inch construction screws that he's using. Now Mr. Z is getting the bottom cross piece lined up, and he'll attach that. In a moment, across this piece here to the other side, we will put a 42-inch cross beam that we cut a little earlier. All right, now that we have our legs assembled, we're going to put in our lower support cross beam. So you want to come down to this piece here, and we're going to measure halfway, which gives us 8 7/8 for the center. Okay. Now we're going to finish this up by putting the top on. So we're going to take the 2x4s that we cut at 48, center them to the top here. And we're going to screw them in. Make sure they're flush on the end to each other. Okay. And that's good there. That's a bench. At this point, you would sand it and stain it. For this particular one, we're just going to use a clear coat because we've used redwood, and we want to keep that natural redwood look. If you're using a pine or something like that, you might want to use a deck stain to different color to your taste. At the end of the video, we will have a complete materials list of the items that you would need to build your bench. If you have any questions or comments or anything, you can leave them in the space below. Thank you, Mr. Z. Thank you guys for watching.